Back in the 1970s, discrimination and even segregation were a very present and oppressive force against the African descendant people's community, which limited the accessibility of things including career paths, and for today, more specifically, being a police officer. Today's topics are the aspects of being a black police officer in the 1970s, which means we will be taking a look into what it meant to be a police officer as an African descendant person and the differences they might have faced compared to their white counterparts. Don Chase is the subject of today's video. He is a retired police officer from the American city of Detroit, which borders the Canadian city of Windsor. He worked as a police officer in his early life in a precinct in Detroit, where after returning from a tour in Vietnam, he was one of the only black police officers, apart from his colleague who he worked closely with.
His undercover name was King, and he had been in Vice for about a year before I got there. So when I got there and we decided we were going to be partners, so we knew each other, though my name, I took the undercover name of Cobra. So on the radio it was always King Cobra back and forth, you know. So anyway, by both of us being black, we were able to get into a lot of after-hour joints that were black-owned that the white officers couldn't get into. So we went to this one over on Shane and Mac, and it was a really, really hard after-hour joints to get into because they actually took two houses. Both houses were two-family flats, and they put a breezeway in between them, and a big after-hour joint. I mean, prostitution, gambling, dancing, everything. It was an elaborate setup. And we tried getting in there 3 or 4 times, and they wouldn't let us in. But we went this one night, and we both acted like we were drunk. And we flashed a bunch of money, and they all, we're going to get this money. So they let us in. And once we got in, and we were able to pick out who was running it and who was holding the money, because in an after-hour joint, when they collect so much money, they give it to the owner or the manager at that time to put away, because a lot of after-hour joints always get stuck up. Yeah. Anyway, after we figured we had picked out everybody that was any real meaning to be in control of the place, we called for backup. So about 10, 12 other officers showed up, and we had the guy that's running the place, the owner. We said, okay, but the process was to count the money in front of the guy while you're in his presence. So we took him over to the pool table, and I said, okay, sir, count all the money that you have out so you'll know how much money you have before we take you downtown. So he started counting out money. This guy had counted out, I joke you not, this guy had counted out like $30,000.
Imagine walking down a city street in 1972, a black nightclub humming with jazz, a community hall where important conversations would unfold, marked quote-unquote black only. For decades, those doors remained closed to white police officers. But to the few black men who had defied segregation and joined the force, that all changed. Black police officers in the 1970s were still rare. In major cities, many police departments had only just begun to hire non-white officers. And even then, they were confined to patrolling black neighborhoods, quote-unquote, with limited ability to arrest white citizens. Their authority was unequal. Forman, 2018, Dulaney, 1996. On the job, these black police officers routinely confronted discrimination, quote-unquote, from overt racism among the white colleagues to institutional barriers to promotions and full police powers. Quote, end quote, Detroit Urban League and DPD 2024. Yet their presence was also opening different doors, literally, for For the first time, law enforcement had representatives who could enter these black-only venues, gain the trust among residents, and intervene, much like Don Chase, in crises that white officers could neither access nor understand fully. In cities like Detroit, many of these officers banded together into groups such as the Guardians of Michigan, boldly speaking out against police brutality and demanding fair treatment, both for themselves and for the communities that they served. End quote, Detroit Urban League and DPD 2024. The contradiction of being marginalized and uniquely positioned defined the black policeman's experience in the 1970s, a struggle for equality, but also a crucial bridge into communities ignored by mainstream policing.